Power BI? So, like I said, you must have done like some research your own before coming into class, isn't it? So, just briefly enlighten us on what is Power BI to you. What is Power BI? So, it's an introductory class. Today's class is an introductory class. So, what we'll be doing mostly is just setting up the foundations. Okay, mostly talking, interacting, asking questions. All right, before we even look at the desktop application itself, before we touch one or two other things. So, what is Power BI? What is Power BI? So, I'm still waiting for those of you that are joining, that are just joining. So, I asked the question, what is Power BI? So, I'm still waiting for responses. So, what is Power BI? I don't expect everyone to be mute on this. Are we still in this class or? Yeah. Okay.
Good evening, sorry.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, can you hear me, sir? Good evening.
I can hear you loud and clear.
Is a business.
It's a business what? All right, so I think we lost communication there. Okay, so from the chat box, Sachim says it's a business intelligence application used for data visualization. Power BI is a data visualization software or platform used primarily for business intelligence purposes. Power BI is a tool that is used for data visualization. It is a business intelligence platform that allows you to analyze and visualize data. It is an interactive data visualization software, analysis, visualization, and reporting tool. It is a complete reporting platform used for data preparation, visualization, management for an online application. ABL Sales Power BI is data visualization. I think some of you probably just think that we can just give single words or double words reply. When I ask what is Power BI and you just tell me data visualization, is that a good definition to reply that question? What is Power BI? That's a question. What is Power BI? And then you just type data visualization. What's data visualization? Is data visualization Power BI? All right, so Bodunde says is a data visualization and reporting platform, collection of software services. It is a tool for data interpretation and visualization. Okay. Let me see which other one is catching my attention. It is basically a business intelligence tool used for data presentation and interpretation to enhance insights for business decisions. Power BI is a business intelligence tool that allows you to connect. Okay, all right. But I think one word that is coming out again and again is the BI there, that stands for business intelligence, isn't it? So, I mean, you people have written business intelligence, business intelligence, business intelligence. What is business intelligence? I mean, you have been writing is a business intelligence tool, is a business intelligence tool. But those people that said Power BI is a tool that can be used to analyze, that can be used to clean, analyze, visualize your data, at least I know that they will know what they mean by clean. They will know what they mean by analyze. They will know what they mean by visualize. Okay, so nice definition. But for those of you that are writing is a business intelligence tool. So what is business intelligence? So what is business intelligence now? Because this is what to make it differ from other tools like Excel. What is business intelligence? Business intelligence is an umbrella term that covers the processes and methods of collecting, storing, and analyzing data from business operations or activities to optimize performance. Okay, I think that's a nice definition. Okay, so it means that what Power BI simply allows you to do is the definition that you have given here. Okay, so you can see going through that long route of, okay, it's the business intelligence tool that does this, does it. It is simply a tool that allows, collecting, storing, analyzing data. All right, so there is a difference between what it can do and what Excel can do. Okay, that is the power in Power BI. All right, there is a limit to which Excel can go, and there is a place where Power BI takes it up from. That is the power it has. I mean, Microsoft, the team that came up with that name for this application, they did a very good job. Power BI, Power Business Intelligence. All right, so let's move on. So what is Power BI? What is Power BI? So I have here that Power BI is a collection of software services, applications, and connectors that work together to turn your unrelated sources of data into coherent, visually immersive, and interactive insights. Microsoft did a very good job. Well, they are the owners of the application, so I would expect them to do a good job in defining the application, isn't it? So they said is a collection of software services, applications, and connectors. That should already point out something to you. That's really more than one application in Power BI, but it's only one I downloaded. Isn't it? Or how many things did you download when I say you should download Power BI? How many things did you download? How many things did you download when I say you should download Power BI? Just one software. Isn't it? Just one software. But here, we are saying Power BI is a collection of software services. It is a collection of software services, applications, and connectors. Okay, so let's break it down one after the other. The software services, okay, is simply the tool both the one you install on your system and the one on the cloud, okay, under Power BI, the application as well, both the one you can install on your system or even the one you can install on your phone, okay. Connectors. Now, connectors are simply, think of them as messengers, okay. Think of them as messengers. So what connectors do is that they act as a messenger, they act as a bridge between your Power BI that you want to use for your business intelligence or your analysis and where your data is stored. So to get your data from the container that it is stored in, you need a connector. Okay, so we have different connectors for different data sources. That's why they said it's a collection of connectors. You can see that it's not just one, there's an S behind. Okay, so we have various connectors. So you see these three things, the software services, apps, connectors, they work together, hand in hand, to turn your unrelated sources of data into coherence. I believe we all know the meaning of coherence, something that makes meaning. You know, when a newborn baby is talking or is babbling, okay, you know, it is not coherent. It's just you won't understand what the person is saying. But when the person is coherent, it means the person is understandable. Okay, so you want to turn your data from just pure blabbings to something understandable. That's what they mean by coherent. Okay, visually immersive. Visually immersive. It is to tell you that Power BI offers you visuals that are appealing. Okay, if you are not very good when it comes to designing, okay, creating nice looking visuals on Excel, okay, is harder. All right, that's why I said kudos to the first two people that submitted. Okay, they did a very, very good job with the blend of colors, the alignment, and everything. It means they paid attention to detail. They really paid attention in class. Okay, so, but in Power BI, all right, to create visuals, it's easier, and the visuals are also nicer to look at. Oh, far nicer to look at. They look lovely, easier to format, and they come out beautifully well. Okay, so turns your unrelated sources of data into coherent, visually immersive, and interactive insights. So what do we mean by interactive insight? You can have 10 visuals on your dashboard, and those visuals are communicating. What do I mean by communicating? I can click on one visual and use that visual to slice. That visual will act as a filter for the other visuals. We'll see what we mean when we get into practice. Unlike in Excel you cannot do that. The only way you can filter or you can slice is if you use a slicer in your dashboard. Aside that, nothing else. So they are not interactive. Okay? But when we get into Power BI practice, you'll see what we mean. Okay? So a much broader definition, okay, is Power BI, developed by Microsoft, is a powerful tool for business intelligence and data visualization. So it empowers users to convert raw data into actionable insights, interactive reports, and visually engaging dashboards. You can see that it's basically what we said initially. Right? So with a comprehensive set of features for data analysis, modeling, and visualization, Power BI is a valuable resource for individuals and organizations aiming to enhance decision making through data driven approaches. Long grammar. Okay? It simply allows you to analyze, model, and visualize your data. We know what analysis is, we know what visualization is. Okay? And the third aspect now, which is data modeling, which Excel really does not give you power to, okay? But there are some tweaks around it because I can do modeling in Excel as well. Okay? So simply the modeling here is you creating a format for different tables to interact with themselves as though it was just one table. Okay? We'll see all of that in Power BI when we get into it. All right. So it is a valuable resource for individuals and organizations aiming to enhance decision making. All right. So in your organization, in your company, say you have been making decisions just based on feelings before or what you think is happening in the market. Okay. You can collect data, analyze, and make decisions of it. Okay, so those are data-driven approaches. Okay, meaning decisions that are backed by data. Meaning you analyze data before you are taking this set of decisions. All right. So now we've understood from the definition what Power BI is, isn't it? But then it begs the question, I have Microsoft Excel. I can analyze my sum of sales by state, sum of sales by country, sum of sales by product name. Why do I need Power BI? So why Power BI? Power BI stands out for its user-friendly interface. Number one, Excel is a spreadsheet. It looks just blank. Okay, and we cannot blame them because Excel came out as far back as, I can't remember the year now. Okay, but it's been very long. All right, so they've just been upgraded to it. They make it look all nice and that. Okay, but it still kind of just look blank, like it's just there. But in Power BI, the user interface, okay, is something that would be calling out to you that try me, press this place, press this place. Like you just want to explore. It's lovely to look to the eye. It's lovely to look at. Okay, so it stands out for its user-friendly interface, its seamless data integration, vast data connectors to choose from. So what do we mean by that? As I said before, it doesn't matter where your data is stored, really. Okay, unlike in Excel, that if you want to work with your data on Excel in the spreadsheet, you most likely need your data to come in maybe a CSV format or an Excel format. Unless you're familiar with the Power Query that is in Excel, okay, which really wasn't in Excel before. All right, but Power BI, primarily it allows you to connect to diverse data sources. Be it that your data is in PDF format, your data is in Excel format, is in CSV format, is in SQL format, is in JavaScript object format, is in an XML file, it's on the web, it's on Google BigQuery, it's on an Azure cloud database, it's on a MySQL database, it's on an SQL Server database, it's on a PostgreSQL database, it's on Snowflake, it's on Spark, it's on Hadoop. Where is your data that Power BI cannot connect to? Okay, so the sources are numerous, and you would see that when we get into Power BI. All right, so because of this, Power BI stands out. Another reason why it stands out is due to its rich visualization options. While Excel will tell you cannot visualize this kind of charts, this kind of data in pivot charts. And not visualize this kind of data in pivot. There are some pivot tables that you will do that if you want to do pivot charts, if you select scatter plots, it will tell you cannot visualize. If you select this one, it will tell you cannot visualize because it's in pivot charts or it's a pivot table. Power BI will not tell you that. Okay, it has vast visualization options, even visualization styles, charts that you've not seen before. You can create custom visual. If you are a developer, you feel like a good Power BI developer, you can develop your own custom visual. Okay, so we have gurus, Power BI gurus, geniuses, okay, companies, organizations in the game, okay, that have developed custom visuals available for beginners like you and I to make use of. So custom visuals are simply visuals that do not come natively with the Power BI desktop application. All right. So your common visuals like bar charts, column charts, pie charts, donut charts, line charts, area charts, funnel charts, scatter plots, tree map, map charts, card visual, they are all available in Power BI natively. They come with it. Okay. Unlike Excel, where I taught you a trick on how to do your card visual, how to go about your card visual. In Power BI, the card visual is an actual visual that you don't have to do any tweaking for. Just select the visual and visualize your data. Okay? So that is another reason why Power BI stands out. So it supports real-time data updates, except your Excel file is except an Excel file is on the cloud. Okay, maybe like a Google Sheets now that is actively collecting data from a forms. Okay, it won't update in real time, but Power BI can update in real time, especially when you're connecting to data sources that may be on the cloud and you want a direct query in such a way that whenever data is added to that storage, it reflects automatically in your Power BI reports. Okay, Power BI gives you that access, that ability to do that. All right, so robust data modeling and scalability for diverse data needs. So the benefits are just numerous. All right, so additionally, it's web and mobile accessibility, another reason. Web and mobile accessibility. So you can design a report, you can design a dashboard and share it to the web. Just you will share the link, people will click on the link, interact with it, and beautiful visuals. They will be able to select the slicer and everything. If it was Excel, you will need to send the Excel file itself. The person will need to have Excel on his laptop in order to open it. For Power BI, you don't even need Excel on your laptop. With that link, you can open it on your phone, you can open it on your laptop, anywhere. There's a mobile app, okay, mobile accessibility. There's a mobile app that you can use to view reports or dashboard that you've built easily without stress. All right. So it allows customization features as well. Beautiful, wonderful customization features on the Power BI service. Integration with AI services make it versatile choice for organizations. So it has been integrated with some AI services as well, although some of them are paid, but currently I think there's like a free trial for those of us that have Microsoft 365 account. So let me just clear the air on the Microsoft 365 account before we move on, okay? It is a paid account, paid subscription, Microsoft 365, okay? You pay for it yearly. All right, and you'll be given a domain name. So that will give you access to some other features in your Power BI desktop. Though, in learning this, we are going to be making use of the free features because many of you don't have access to the 365. So going any further disrupts the class because some people will say, sir, we don't have this, we have this, we don't have this, we have this. Okay, but if you have like a work email that is a 365 account, not just an Outlook account. An Outlook account may not be a 365 account. It might just be a normal Outlook email account. Okay? But if you have a professional work email, maybe you work at a company and you are given a work email that uses Microsoft, it is most likely a 365 account and you can use it on your Power BI. Okay? But if not, you can just work on your Power BI without logging in. Okay? Which is what we're going to be doing throughout this Power BI program. Okay? So we won't have to log in for anything. And if you want to share your visual online, you need that account. Okay? So because most of us do not have the account, definitely, so we will not be going through all of that. All right? But for those that probably might subscribe to the for the account, okay, or maybe have work email, I would send you, after we are done with the Power BI aspects, I would send you some extra videos that you can watch, okay, on how to share. It's very simple. From your Power BI, you just publish to your Power BI service. Then from there, you grab a link that you can share. Okay, so if you have such accounts, there's no problem. At the end of the Power BI program, I'll share you some videos that can help you, but I'll not do them in class, okay, for the sake of many of them I do not have that particular email. All right, so now, so I said integration with AI services. So AI services like Copilot, there are even some AI visuals in Power BI. Okay, so you can tell you to summarize the analysis you've just done. I mean, it just have summary yourself. You have to go through each chart one after the other and be summarizing yourself. But this AI visuals allows you to simply, so it will just summarize it for you. It will look at the visuals you have on the dashboard and it will summarize it for you. It will generate text by itself. I believe some of us are familiar with ChatGPT. Okay, you know how ChatGPT is a large language model, all right, and how it generates text to answer your questions. That's the same way the Copilot works as well. Okay, so this makes it a versatile choice for organizations seeking efficient data analysis and visualization solutions. So do you now see why Power BI? Okay, so forget about this header that is here. It should be why Power BI. All right, so you are now seeing why Power BI, isn't it? So let's move on. So versions of Power BI. Now, remember, it said at the initial stage that Power BI is a collection of, okay? So now let us now see what we have under that umbrella called Power BI. What are the services that we have? What are the applications we have in this Power BI? Okay, so now the first one, which is the very important one, is the Power BI desktop. So this is the one that you download on your system. If you go to wherever you download it, okay, and you hover on it, you will see that, like my own is at the bottom now, you will see that what it brought out is Power BI desktop, not just Power BI. Power BI desktop. Do you see that? Okay, so it is a free standalone Windows application. It is a Windows application, meaning it is not available on MacBook. I reiterate, it is a Windows application, meaning it is not available on MacBook. So you cannot make use of it on MacBook by simply installing directly. If you want to use it on MacBook, there are two options. It's either you have installed Windows on your MacBook, or you are using a virtual machine, a Windows virtual machine on your MacBook. All right. So it's a kind of like a rigorous process. Okay, not straightforward. All right. I don't make use of a MacBook, so I don't bother to go through that process. Okay. But if you're someone that makes use of a MacBook and you need to do that, simply search online for how to install Power BI on a MacBook. You should have some tutorials that will come up on YouTube or elsewhere that will guide you on how to install Windows or a virtual machine on your MacBook, then install Power BI on it. But if you are not using a strong MacBook, chances are your MacBook will hang when you are making use of the Power BI, because Power BI on its own is a heavy application. The virtual machine you'll be making use of is also a heavy application. So combining two heavy applications like that on a MacBook that is not so strong, it might tend to hang at a point in time, or it will be lagging. Okay, so it is a free standalone Windows application for creating interactive reports and dashboards. So it is in your Power BI desktop that you create your reports and dashboard. You create your visuals, you visualize your data in your Power BI desktop. So you need to have that application on your laptop in order to work with your data. Nothing like, is there an online version or something? No. You need to have this application on your laptop in order to be able to work with your data, analyze and create visuals from it. Okay, so it is ideal for individual users and report designers who want to author reports and share them with others. So author simply means you want to create. Okay, you are the one doing it yourself. So you pull it up, you do it yourself, okay, and share with others by means of publishing. So Power BI Desktop allows you to connect to various data sources, build data models, create visuals, and publish reports to the Power BI service or export them. So you can export your reports or you can publish them to the Power BI service. You can download it as a PDF file as well if you want. Okay, so another version of the Power BI is the Power BI Mobile. Now, the Power BI Mobile is a mobile application available for iOS and Android devices. So if you are using iPhone or you are using Android phones, you can download the Power BI Mobile. So it only allows users to access and interact with Power BI reports and dashboards on the go. So you can only access and interact. You will see the definition or this thing for Power BI Desktop. It says ideal for users that want to author reports and share them. The Power BI Mobile does what? Allows you to access and interact with reports. So while the desktop application allows you to create, the mobile can only allow you to view. Okay, so that in case if you have that mindset that, oh, maybe I can download it on my phone and do whatever we are going to be doing on my phone. No. Okay, the Power BI Desktop is what you will use to create your visuals, your reports, your dashboard. The Power BI Mobile is simply what you can use to view. So take for instance now that you have a business, okay, and in your business, let's say anytime a sale is recorded, it gets added to the database immediately. Okay, it's possible for you to design a dashboard for sales. Okay, so sales by sales rep, sales by product name, sales by time, and total sales, current total sales. Okay, you design it on your laptop connected to the data source. All right, now you as the manager of maybe, let's say, the supermarket, you cannot be at the supermarket at all the time. So you want to keep tab on how the supermarket is performing. All right, if you are not with your laptop, provided you have already designed the report on your system and you have published it to the service, with your phone, your Power BI Mobile, you can easily connect to the report you have created on the service and view it on your phone. So if somebody buys something, papam, once the data is added to the database, and Power BI does the refresh, On my phone, I'll just see my sale increase. Pem. I'll just see that, oh, maybe before the top leading sale or current sale for today is $25,000. I'll just see that it's increased by $15,000. Oh, nice. What did they buy? Oh, I see that they bought a particular thing. It will show me the sales by product name. Okay. So what the Power BI mobile simply allows you to do is just to view and interact with Power BI reports and dashboards on the go. So users can view, share, and annotate reports using the app, making it a convenient tool for mobile access. All right. So once again, the Power BI mobile does not allow you to create visuals. It does not allow you to edit visuals. Okay. Whatever it is you have created, you can only view it on your phone, on your mobile phone. So now, moving on to the Power BI service. I've not changed this thing yet. Why? Still showing the same thing for the Power BI service. Okay, so let me just give the definition of the Power BI service off the top of my head. So the Power BI service is an online-based service, okay, that acts as the background, okay, or the foundation. So if you want to publish, you need to first, if you want to share your report, okay, you need to first publish from the Power BI desktop to the Power BI service. All right, so from the Power BI service, various tools, various apps like the Power BI mobile, Power BI report connect to it in the Power BI service. Okay. I didn't know I've not changed this. I noticed this thing recently and I've not changed the definition here. So let's move to other versions of Power BI. So other versions include Power BI Pro, Power BI Premium. So let me talk about those two first. So the Power BI Pro and Power BI Premium really is not an application or something. It's more like a service, paid, okay? So now you have Power BI Desktop on your system. Okay? You have Power BI Desktop on your system. You can create visuals, analyze data and everything for free. That's the free version. But if you want to publish, you need a Power BI Pro service. Okay, so you need to subscribe for the Power BI Pro service. And how do you do that? Simply have a 365 email. So if you have a Microsoft 365 email, you can use that automatically for Power BI Pro. Okay, what do I mean? So if you have paid for a Microsoft 365 email, once you log in on your desktop, your Power BI desktop, the features automatically, okay, becomes a Power BI Pro. So for Power BI Premium, it's just a bit advanced than the Pro. So there's a limitation to the Pro, okay, that the Premium does not have limitation on. So I think as regarding data size on your model, okay, I'm very familiar with that one, all right? There's a limit to what the Pro can handle. I think why the Pro allows you to handle maybe like just 5 gig of data, the Premium can handle more than that. But I mean, you have not even worked with 100 MB of data. Why would you want to work with something as much as 1 gig? Not to talk of 5 gig. Okay? But once you get into work, you get to work as a data analyst. Your company is the one that will be providing this access, isn't it? So you will have either a Power BI Pro or a Power BI Premium account in order to be able to handle the massive data that is generated by that company. So then you might be working with data of about 10 gig. You see data with about 100 million rows. Okay? But for now, we're working on the free version, okay, which is limited. All right? So we're going to learn the basics and the idea so that even if you get into that space, you have the foundational knowledge. All you have to do is just apply that same knowledge to what you have. So whatever thing that needs to be added is something that you can easily do an extra research on. All right. So the Power BI report server is very similar to the Power BI service as well. Okay. Allows you to create reports. The Power BI embedded, okay, is like a service. Okay. It makes use of the Power BI service as well. it allows you to embed Power BI reports in other applications. So, unlike your Excel dashboard now, that is only your Excel that you can view the dashboard. Okay, you can embed the Power BI report in a PowerPoint presentation, and it will still be interactive. You can slice and so on and so forth. You can embed it in a notebook, and it will still be interactive. I think even of recent, you can embed it on top. But I'm not sure of how that works. But at least I'm very sure, very familiar with the aspect of PowerPoint and Jupyter Notebook. Okay, so Jupyter Notebook, for those of you that are maybe into programming, Python, data science. Okay, so Power BI components and exploring the interface. All right, so we're going to be taking a look at the components of Power BI and also exploring the interface. All right, so please pay attention. Now, I want you to, as we're going through it, you can be writing some things down. Okay, so that when I open my Power BI and I ask you questions, you can easily tell me that, okay, this is where it is, this is where it is. And I believe I've even sent, what's it called? I've sent these slides to us already. So we have access to it, right? So we can easily know, oh, okay, which is which. So let's quickly move on. The first component that we're going to talk about is the navigation pane. So you know what it means to navigate? To move about, okay, from here to here, isn't it? So the navigation pane is located on the left-hand side of the interface and provides quick access to key features of Power BI. So what are those features? Reports, models, and data sets. All right. So the navigation pane, remember once again, is located where? On the left-hand side. Left. Okay? Left-hand side of the interface. So when I open Power BI and I ask you, okay, so somebody should point out the navigation pane for me. You should be able to tell me, oh, sir, yes, we can see it. Okay? So I said the navigation pane is located on the left-hand side of the interface. So that whenever we're working in class and I say, quickly go to the navigation pane, press this, press that, you quickly identify where the navigation pane is. Okay? So the canvas. So the canvas is the main workspace in Power BI where users can create and edit reports and dashboards. It is a drag and drop interface that allows users to add and arrange visualizations such as charts, tables, and maps. So on this interface, okay, you can put in your visualization and begin to visualize on the go. All right, so you already have something like a border for you. You see some small dotted lines. Okay, it acts as the border. Unlike in Excel that you first do what's it called? You first do a background, a border for yourself, and be putting your visuals inside it. Here, you don't have to do that. Okay, so the entire canvas, you can work with the entire canvas to create your visual. So there's already a border around it. So currently it's looking rectangle. The length is, or the width is more than the height, isn't it? Okay, but you can change the size of this canvas. You can make it longer, you can make it bigger. All right. So once again, it is a drag and drop interface that allows users to add and arrange visualizations such as charts, tables, and maps. The data pane. Now, the data pane is located on the right-hand side. I only spoke about 3. Wow. So the data pane is located on the right-hand side of the interface. Remember, navigation pane on the left-hand side. Now, on the right-hand side, you have 3 panes, actually. The first one is the data pane. Recall, on the right-hand side, you have 3 panes. On the right-hand side. Now, on the left-hand side, you have just one, navigation pane. On the right-hand side, you have 3 panes. The first one is the data pane. So the data pane is located on the right-hand side of the interface and provides access to the data that has been loaded into Power BI. Okay, so all this interface we're talking about Power BI desktop. We're referring to Power BI desktop mainly. Okay, so it provides access to the data that has been loaded into Power BI. So if you are someone that have practiced your Excel pivot table from time to time, I promise you will not have any issue with this. Because how this appears is simply how it appears in your Excel pivot tables. Okay, so users can drag and drop fields onto the canvas. Remember, the canvas is the main workspace, this one. So you can drag and drop fields. Once you load your data, you can drag and drop from the data pane to the canvas. Okay, in order to create visualizations and build reports. All right, so there are other components, okay, which I want to talk about. I don't know why I did not include them here. Okay, just 2 more. So you have the visualizations pane, which is also located on the right-hand side, just before the data pane. And you have the filters pane as well. We're going to see that once I open up my Power BI. Okay, so data connectors, getting data into Power BI. Remember, we said it's a collection of software services, apps, and connectors. So we've seen the software services. We said Power BI service, Power BI report server, the Power BI Pro, Power BI Premium. Okay, we've seen the apps, Power BI desktop, Power BI application, Power BI mobile, rather. Right? Now, the data connectors, getting data into Power BI. Now, to get data into Power BI, you must know your data source first. How is your data stored? Where is your data? My data is in an Excel workbook. My data is in a CSV file. My data is on the cloud. My data is this, my data is that. You need to first know what format your data is stored in. Okay? So the format that your data is stored in is what will let you know the data connector you are going to make use of. So once you know that, then you follow these steps to connect to your data source. First, you launch your Power BI. Okay, there's a get started window that pops up. You close it. Then on the ribbon, you click get data. And then you select your data source from the drop down and connect to it. So, still talking about data connectors now. Depending on your data source, you might require more knowledge to effectively connect your data source. There are see how many? Over 150 data connectors. And they are adding more. Okay? But the most popular of which are Excel, text or CSV, web connector, SQL databases. Are we working on Power BI using data? When we worked on Excel, what did we use? I mean, we've said the definition of Power BI. Business intelligence tool that allows you to analyze your data to gain meaningful insights from it, create interactive reports and visualizations. So why are you asking if you are going to use data again in Power BI? You mean, oh, MB? No, you don't need internet. You don't need internet. Okay. The only time you need internet is whenever you want to do something that requires you connect to an online version. Okay. For instance, the web connector will need internet. Okay, but primarily for what we'll be doing throughout, we won't need internet at all. Okay, so creating a simple Power BI visual. So here we say we must first load in a data set. Okay, so for the first class, for the purpose of this class, we'll just load in a sample data set first. Okay, I'll take you through all of this once I open my Power BI now. Okay, mark the checkbox, blah blah blah, then load it, visualize. So we're going to come back here. Okay, so we're going to come back here. Let's open up Power BI and go through it. How do one get the Power BI app? Are you just joining? Because I explained this in the last class. I explained this at the end of the last class. Okay, so it means one of two things. It's either you were not in the last class, okay, or you have not watched the video. It's either you were not in the last class and you have not watched the video, or maybe you were in class and I don't know. Okay, because we showed how to download the Power BI in the last class. Okay, so it's a process. It's a process, all right? So at the end of the last class, I showed them how to first go online, search, load the particular one they're downloading, how to check their system for the bits, the specification, in order to know the one they're downloading. Okay, so we have already downloaded it. That's why I want to start working on it now. So if you have not downloaded yours, it means you have not watched the video in the last class. Okay, so the last class video, watch the video, watch the ending parts. You'll see where I specified how to download Power BI desktop. Is that all right? So let's open up our Power BI desktop. The Excel project I gave us is not something that should take our time at all. I'm beginning to feel like we're not taking this program seriously. I gave us this project last week, Saturday. It's already a week now, and only 3 submissions so far. I'm beginning to feel like we're not taking it seriously at all. Okay, by now I expected I should have gotten about 50 submissions. I mean, the deadline is on Wednesday. The deadline for submitting the projects is on Wednesday, and by now I have only 3 submissions. So I don't know what is happening. That project, I made sure that it is not something that is too technical for us, but something that covers what we have done in class, so that you have a solid understanding that you can show to me that yes, you understand what has been done. Okay, so it is something that you can work on in 3 hours, you are done. So if you are devoting 1 hour per day, you might say, oh, you have work and stuff to do. If you are devoting 1 hour, just 1 hour per day, just 1 hour per day, by now you'll be done with it. Okay, so I really look forward to see how many of you would have submitted by Wednesday. Because by now, just 3 submissions. I'm actually wondering how many would have submitted by Wednesday. And I really hope it's up to 90 people. Because it's not very encouraging at all. There are still about 3 more projects. You will still do Power BI projects, you will do SQL projects, then you will not do a final capstone project that covers the 3 of them. These projects will help you solidify your understanding properly. I mean, after going through those projects, there's no way you go out and say you have not attempted projects. You don't have projects to add to your portfolio. And the only way you can encourage me is by doing these projects. You can see when I saw some people's submission and I was happy, I had to share it on the platform that no, I'm impressed with what I'm saying. But then when I see only 3 submissions, it's not very good. So let's work on that. All right. So, so when you open your Power BI deck, okay, remember what's the process we said. So it shows you, okay, now this is the get started page. Okay, so for some of you, this is how yours will appear. Okay, for some of you, this is how it will appear. Okay, I'm coming. I'll take you through 2 scenarios. For some of you, this is how it will appear. Okay, get started. All right, so you have your recent Power BI files here. For mine, I have this PGA Unilag. Okay, I took up a job. I had to take some classes for some people instead of students in Unilag recently. Okay, where we did this. All right, so we have your recent Power BI files here. Okay, so what does the slide tell us? The slide says, from here, it says launch Power BI desktop, then close the get started window. So I'm going to close it. This is the get started window. I'm going to close it here. Okay, close it. So for some of you, yours might not open like that. All right, so for some of you, this is how it might open. You'll be on the file page. Okay, now on the file page, yours will be different. All right, now this is how yours will look like. Yours will look something like you have home on this part, then you have open beneath it. Then on this place, you have new reports. Okay, so just click on that particular report to create a new report. Okay, so just click on where you have new, that icon under new, that report, to create a new report. Okay, so for some of you, yours might be like this, maybe because you've downloaded your Power BI before it recently got updated. Okay, but the new updates, all right, there is a slight difference. Okay, although from your own new updates, I think you can backdate it to get something like this. Okay, I changed the view of my own because I've been working with this view, so I'm more familiar with this view. Okay, I've been working with this view, so I'm more familiar with this view. All right, so but aside this is the only part that will be different. Okay, so once you click on new reports, okay, so it will now bring you to this page. So this page should be the same for everybody. So this is what we're going to start working on. Okay, this is where we're going to start working on. All right, now so can you see the navigation pane? Let me see those of you that are reporting. Just look around. Can you see the navigation pane?
Yes, sir. You can see it.
Beautiful. So it means you know where the navigation pane is. Good. I like that. So you can see the navigation pane. Nice. So can you see the data pane as well? So for you that downloaded this evening and is showing differently, I've already told you what to do. So just click on new reports and it will bring you to this page. So can you see the data pane as well? Very good. Data pane on the right. So this is where you have data. You see it? So you can expand it to open it up. Have you seen? So this is the data pane. Your network is misbehaving. Wow, sorry about that.